It's been a way of time. 1 second, mate. Just get both cameras recording so we're safe. When you're ready, sir.
Alright, today I'm pitching my film, The Jungle. The Jungle is a drama film which is based around an immigrant named Kamal, and he's trying to move from Sudan to Britain to rejoin his family. And the film it follows his journey throughout Europe and through the people he meets. And the title is The Jungle, as the Calais refugee area is called The Jungle, and that's where he spends a fair bit of time in the film. So for the suggested cast, Kamal will be played by a more unknown actor. The person I've suggested is Baba Oyeet. I don't know how to pronounce
Sure.
I pronounce his surname, but he's a student who would fit the role quite well, and he's done quite a lot of stuff before, and it seems like he'd be quite a good fit for the drama for the film. Kamal is he's 20, he's quite sort of open to trying to help people. He's trying to be he's trying to be as positive as possible, even though his situation he's in is quite it's not a great situation. But he's also the thing which sort of keeps him going is his note from his mother, and he's got he plays the flute, and so that's quite a big thing in the film. Him trying to get to Britain so he can meet his family, and he wants to sort of join the orchestra in there. He meets Anna in the jungle in Calais, and she's from Iraq, and she's trying to reach a further further education there. And so she and Kamal sort of work together to try and escape from the jungle and make it over to Britain. Anna is played by another unknown sort of actress, named Eleanor Noir, and she's also a student. So both of those actors wouldn't cost much to hire. And then Martin Freeman plays Tom, and in the film his wife Jane is played by Carey Mulligan, and they're just tourists abroad, but they have quite a pivotal moment with Kamal where Tom is quite open to giving Kamal a lift. However, Jane isn't, and she's quite sort of closed-minded, and the film is set in around the time of the Paris bombings, so she's a bit she's a bit shook and uneasy, especially due to that. So the film will be targeted at both men and women, around 30 to 40, and it's similar to films like 12 Years a Slave, as it's quite a gripping drama, and it's also, because it's world cinema taking place about stuff which you wouldn't really experience, it's more sort of aimed at an older audience who'd be more middle class and upper class, as it's they don't have as narrow a mindset stereotypically as the working class. It's also quite a relevant film, as immigration and Brexit is quite a big thing going on at the moment, and it sort of shows from the perspective of an immigrant and what it's like. And yeah, the film will touch on Brexit and those talks. For the budget, it's not super expensive, as the only cast are the only cast members who are sort of well known are 2 actors, and they don't appear for much in the film. So I don't think you can read it on there, but the total is, I can't read it on here either, 941,250. So it's, for a film, it's quite cheap. However, that's due to it being quite a low budget independent film, and the funding will come from the BFI. So the film's production will begin with all the storyboards and the scripts, and sort of making those calls to casting companies to get the cast in. And then once all like the sets and all the locations are sorted, filming will begin. And then once they begin filming abroad, and then film anything else in the UK.
Can we, because this is over, can you go to actually your storyboard and your...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they can get to that.
So, for the storyboard I've drawn out, it's the scene where Kamal gets picked up by Tom and Jane, and then it shows sort of the 2 shot at the beginning showing they're like a couple, and then this is the first time we see Tom and Jane, and you can tell that, well, you can't really, but Tom is quite open in the idea of picking him up, and Jane is really not for it. However, they pick him up anyway. And then, so this is the same, no, this is the scene a bit after. However, this scene is when Tom tells Kamal that he can't take her any further due to Jane, and this is, they go to a petrol station, and so Jane's telling Tom that she doesn't want to take him any further, and then Tom says to Kamal, he gives Kamal some money. The scene would be a bit longer, but he had 2 pages to write with. However, Tom gives Kamal some money so he can, because he wants to see Kamal like meet his family. He wants Kamal to be happy. And then, so this is the opening, a rough edit of the opening title, but it would sort of show how at the start it sort of fades in from him on the boat, and the opening scene where he's hiding away on a shipping container.
Is that a video clip or a still?
It's not a video, but it's a still.
Okay.
And then it's got the jungle towards the left, and then a real jungle on the right to sort of emphasise the title. And so here's the costume profiles. So Kamal wears quite sort of like hand-me-down, like they're not expensive clothing. It's all cheap sort of stuff. He's had to like sort of get up charity shops or sort of hand-me-down stuff, yeah. And then Anna has a dress which her mother made, and then she also wears a ring which is being passed down. Tom wears, you can't really see it here, but it's just like a white t-shirt, cargo shorts, sort of your typical British tourist in Europe. And then Jane wears similar, just typical British summer clothes.
Okay, those are your 2 clips, please.
Yep. So it's my first test footage where Kamal is, he's reading the note his mother gave him. And then this is Kamal when he's busking in France.